Hi, beautiful souls. I've come on today to talk about pelvic health and, more importantly, what affects our pelvic health day to day or big milestones, moments in our lifetime. So, what brings tension into our pelvic floor? Well, it's a long list, guys. The first being scar tissue. If you've had a baby, if you have had a vaginal birth with a natural tear or an episiotomy, or if you have had a C-section, all of this scar tissue can equate to tension and changes in the pelvic floor health. I'll tell you about what we can do to overcome this later. I'm just going to list off all of the things first. Second is your posture. So day-to-day posture of how you're being, how your lifestyle is, can affect your pelvic floor health and the areas again that are producing tightness and tension. I'll give you a clue. Internal and external rotation plays a huge part to play in what areas of your pelvic floor is tight or not. This kind of goes into the postural stuff, but do you hold your belly in? If you are the type of person who contracts your belly all of the time, then it is likely that you have some pelvic floor dysfunction, because the breath, our diaphragm and our pelvic diaphragm are interconnected, and these two need to work together. And if you are holding tension in your belly, this can't happen. If you are holding in farts, kind of similar thing with holding your belly. If you're holding and not letting things go, again, this causes tension and strain on the pelvic floor. Likewise, if you are taking too long to go to the toilet, this goes for new mums in particular, or mums in particular. If you're waiting too long to go to the toilet, this puts strain on your pelvic floor, and you need to go when your body says go. The first sign that your body says you need to go, you need to go. Training your bladder is one thing, but pooing, a whole different ballgame. Just take yourself off, listen to your body, go. Stress and anxiety. So if you think that we hold tension in our shoulders when life gets a bit too much and we get overwhelmed, just think what you're doing down there. This is a full body experience, and if you have stresses coming on through your day-to-day living, they are showing you that there are triggers which maybe you can, little changes in your day that you can make so that life feels less threatening to you and you are less likely to hold the tissues down there. Of course, anything like heavy lifting, maybe holding a child, like all of these things can also put strain onto your pelvic region. All of these things that I've just mentioned reduce the capacity for blood flow. We want blood flow to these organs so they can be healthy. Like all of our limbs, like any part of us, we need blood to access this area. And if we are holding in our belly, if we aren't posturally correct, the blood can't flow into these spaces. Scar tissue gathering, pulling into this area. We can't nourish the area as much as what we like. So what can you do about it? Well, a yoga practice is a fantastic way, especially if you have a pelvic health practitioner guiding you. Pilates is obviously really great too. But for letting all of this stuff, I'm going to push the yoga stuff because it is a full body experience in the sense that it is mind, body, spirit. And as I've already mentioned, this is a retraining of your mind in certain ways, maybe around pain, maybe around the fact that you need to hold your belly in, and it's like teaching you the breath work to let that go, and that can also be mindset work, and it's just teaching you to be more present and aware with yourself, more accepting of where your body is at right now and the changes that you need to make as well. I'm going to say that's really important, and being patient with those results. Everything takes a bit of time. And this is the same, like riding a bike, like anything that you do that's new, it's going to take time for your body to adjust to it. With the scar tissue, there's multiple things. Yoga practice, just getting that motion and movement through the limbs and moving that fascia is going to help. Using castor oil, having checked it out yourself, do some research on that and making sure that's okay for you. But castor oil has amazing properties for removing and reducing scar tissue. So whether that is a C-section or whether that is deeper internal work, but again, make sure that you are happy with that before you go ahead and insert make sure it's good quality castor oil, etc., etc. There's also certain times as women, certain times to avoid, like on your menstrual cycle. Make sure that you are taking it, using this stuff in the appropriate timing for your body. Again, this is what I love about yoga, because it is thinking of ourselves as a whole entity, a whole being, and learning to understand what is healthy for us as an individual, not as a tick box for the many. It's about learning who you are and your own needs. Again, this whole tightening of the belly, using access of IAP breathing to let your abdominal relax, let the energy move down into your pelvis like it is meant to. You see babies doing this all the time. Babies breathe beautifully. So if you get the chance to witness a baby or even a toddler, they are still really great at breathing effectively and correctly. I'm trying to think if there is anything that I've missed. Ways to poo correctly: grab yourself a little stool, again like a toddler, especially mums, you'll have one of these lying around. Use it for yourself. Bring your knees higher than your hips and breathe that poo down. Breathe it down, relax, let your body do its natural thing. I think I'm just quickly checking through my list. I think that is most things covered. But again, regulation of your nervous system is golden too. Those high moments of stress, again, bearing witness to them. Yoga allows us to honour these moments and then let it move through us. Keeping yourself in a state of calm, keeping yourself, your organs, but your muscles in a state of relaxation as well. There is a lot of gripping that goes on because we believe that things are just going to fall out of our body, and that is not the case. Our body is incredibly designed. I want you to know that you are such an amazing being, and your organs aren't just going to fall out. There is a reason for it, and they will be being pulled and tugged in various different places. This is for prolapse in particular. But the way we think about it and the way we talk about it is very disempowering a lot of the time. And I want to educate women to know that there is a different way, there is a better way. And I hope that you can join me in a one-to-one or a workshop sometime soon if any of this resonates or any of this you want to go through in a deeper scale, or even in a regular practice with me on a Friday or a Monday, any other time. Take it steady. I'd love to hear what you think.